All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. To the Watcher. I think I'm just gonna get started. There's a little test that I want to do today. Oh. Okay. It's pretty minor. I just want to... I'm not on Japanese right now, which is usually what I pick for the faster like scrolling speed. But I want to see how much of a time save it is. And maybe I'll try out other languages too. Thank you. What a nice centipede, just like calling us my arms. Oh, hey guys. Thank you. All right. Yeah, scavengers aren't great. I usually turn invisible there. I guess I should keep doing that. Nope, that still happens. Great. Oh, I didn't set this timer. Hold on. The timer is arguably the more important part here, because I kind of just want to get some good splits saved. That's kind of the goal for now. Just kind of doing runs until I do like a decent deathless run. No. Hold on, hold on. Okay, I should probably still turn invisible. Kind of wish that process was a little bit faster, because I'm probably going to be doing it a lot. I can turn invisible while climbing this this pole here. Hey, I timed it somehow. Oh, come on. I didn't grab you. Ow, why'd he shock me so quickly? Also, I don't even know where the centipede went. My goodness. Can I get out of Sunlit Port? Because the centipede shocked me, I was no longer invisible by the time I got to the scavengers. Dude. Oh my goodness. In that case, I was kind of assuming that the spear hit would be enough to at least prevent the centipede from grabbing me. I don't know if because I think there's usually like a point where after you hit them with a few spears, they run away to their shelter instead of chasing you. But maybe like if they just happen to grab you, they'll just kill you anyway, even if they're trying to run away. Okay, spear right here. I guess I want it. That's like best case scenario. I start with a spear right here. And just eats these centipedes. Can I jump over him this time? Yeah. And I'm invisible. Movement is harder. Small downside. No! Is that a new sound? That sounded so different. Like an earthquake. Hello. Welcome to the stream. That totally sounds different. Also, I didn't get launched by the wind. There was an update. If you guys don't know. Yo, it's so loud. Oh my goodness. The wind didn't push me, so I wasn't going fast enough to beat that, lizard. Oh, they're... Shoot. I hope everything's alright. But there's a... Right before I started the stream, Rainworld updated. There's no patch notes yet. So, you survive. So I'm checking Steam every once in a while to see if there's patch notes. But immediately I've just noticed it sounds different, that portal. But you're fine now? Well, that's good. No. No, you have to do that. Oh, he didn't notice. And the problem is that if I spend just a little bit too long here, then I don't have enough invisibility to get through this whole area, which is useful against scavengers. And this drop wig, obviously. So in that case, no! I ran out of invisibility right as the drop wig dropped because of the noodle fly. So noodle fly actually was the one to kill me. Sad speaker with a face. Those YouTube ones, they're something. I hate him. Yes. Hey dude, do you mind if I That was actually a really good vault. Here's the scavengers. No, come on, stop blocking the... Fine, I'll just eat your children. Yeah, their sub-portals are so loud. I don't know how I feel about the change or if it's a bug. If the update just introduced a bug. Yeah, there's no wind anymore. I guess that's actually a fix to the portals that push you and kill you the moment you go through. Hey, Rock. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Don't go back through the pipe. I don't like this pipe because I have to like exit and then fall down in a weird way. Need to turn off lag also. Okay, we finally made it here. That's nice, but I don't have enough food. I have a little bit less food than I would normally have for this route. But hopefully, I should still be able to eat 2 food pips and be able to shelter, so this is enough, at least. Airframe ultra soon, that's cool. Actually, these fruit, I don't care about these fruits until next cycle. Not a fan of this guy. Okay, this lag spike. Oh, I think I would have made it if I had committed. There we go. You're so loud. I scream at the game. So I guess, you know, look out for any things that might look different from the update. This guy's in a really bad spot. No, come on. He fell on me. Alright, well, I'm gonna be behind pace this whole time. Oh, that's a really bad spot for a pounce. Okay, don't do that. Man, the movement in these rooms are really awkward. It's gonna take some time to get used to. And yeah, it seems like a spear is required here. It's annoying because I want a spear for the next room too. I don't know. Oh, here's a question I can ask. I don't know if any of you guys have experience with arena mode, and specifically with Rain Meadow. Do you guys think Artificer or Rivulet is the better character? Oops, I'll do that. That's been at Gourmand, obviously. That's been a bit of a discussion recently. And I will say, Rivulet is by far the most popular character, which makes sense, I think. They're very mobile. They have movement tech. Wall pounces and stuff are a big one. Big backflips that let you down throw pretty easily. And this is also considering the rules that we've made in arena mode, which is that RD is not allowed to stun other Slugcats. In fact, there's actually an option that lets you disable it completely. Artificer with stun is obviously way better because the stun is completely broken. Because in any situation, you can very easily use your double jumps to gain height. And then jump above the other Slugcat, who cannot do anything to you while you're above them. And then maul them to death. Or just use a spear. But yeah, you don't even need a weapon to do that. So that's just like not a very like fun kind of gameplay. Just like AoE stun into death, but that doesn't take any like effort or skill at all. My fruits. Okay, I'm just gonna pretend that I didn't drop that. I need to jump further than I did here. I need to spend some time in this room and just figure out the movements. Must have been the wind. Let's get do that. One more food pit. And I think a lot of people think that Rivets has a higher skill ceiling. So against like the best possible players, Rivets outperforms Artie. And the Artifice is just like easy to play, but it's like still very effective. But I wonder how many times, and obviously Rainworld is not a fighting game. You can't really compare it the same way. But I do know in some fighting games, easy characters aren't necessarily bad characters. If a character is simple and like easy to use, but like still like pretty effective, they can still do really well at a high level. Because being easy to play doesn't mean they have less potential. It just means they're more consistent. And other characters have to put in more efforts to achieve the same level. This character's obviously Gourmand. That's kind of true, but I disagree personally. Gourmand is effective against new players because you just have all the things to get used to. The fact that Gourmand can crush you, it can roll into you and deflect spears. There's a lot of like weird mechanics that aren't typical. So new players tend to get caught by those. If you're in a large lobby, you can kind of just roll on the floor and like be safe. Because nothing can. I mean, you can actually be killed very easily if you're rolling. If you get hit by a rock first, it brings you out of the roll states and you can just get killed by a spear. But most of the time, people are just throwing spears around. Rocks aren't all that common. I was risky. I should have waited for the steam, but we're living. So if you're in like if it's just chaos, spears are just flying everywhere. You can just roll across a long flat section of the map and you're safe for a while. Especially if you can roll into a pipe. That was a gold split. But Gourmand has some problems. They can only throw a single spear at a time. Which really sucks against multiple players. Something that you can do is or something you can do with other characters, and especially like Spearmaster, is to just very quickly with a lot of spears kill like every other player on the map. Like spear after spear after spear. You can get kills pretty quickly in an ideal scenario. Gourmand will never do that. Oh my goodness. That's why I don't like that centipede. So in terms of like potential of like killing a lot of other players quickly, Gourmand, it's just impossible for Gourmand. That's the scenario where, whoops, sorry about that. That's a scenario where Hunter and Spearmaster are pretty good because you can hold multiple spears, you can like do back to back, you can like chain spears together, you know. Whoa, what are you doing? Like I was interested. That's actually like one of the biggest disadvantages of rivulets is that they can only hold one spear, and if you commit to like a huge movement, like a wall pounce or a backflip or something, and you throw your spear and you miss, then you're just like wide open to be killed. So you have to be accurate, but it's hard to be accurate when you're moving so quickly yourself. I'm going to restart the game. Oh, Rainworld news. All right, the patch notes are here. Hey, Rusted Rex got fixed. When I did the speedrun route that went through Rusted Rex, there was a few rooms where the game would consistently crash when you enter the room. Well, the game wouldn't crash; it would like just freeze up. So that's neat. Maybe I'll try some of those routes again, but they're probably all slower. Okay, so yeah, they did get rid of the wind effect when there's a portal in a room. Well, in some scenarios, like a lot of people would enter like cold storage or something, walk like one room to the right, and then just get blown off the edge with from the wind. So maybe that's been fixed, but like I already noticed in Aether Ridge that got changed, but it actually makes it slower because you used to be able to use the wind to like get a bit of boost of speed, so like -1 second for the speedrun. Rip. Okay, so it's pretty insignificant patch changes. They're pretty cool, but nothing huge. Definitely no memory leak problems. Because my computer fan is still going crazy. So we'll just have to wait on that one. I guess I probably should have like made some sort of bug report or something. I don't know. I like pretty much never make bug reports. I just kind of assume that like surely some other person has dealt with this, or the devs are just aware of it anyways. Ouch. Hello, please help me. Now I know that I don't need the lizard. Where are you? There's a sandworm over there. Hello? Made the scavenger purple. I need that guy though. Why did he run out? How did he get so far away? That's unfortunate. If that is that lizard. Oh, I'm floating already. I forgot about that. Oh, I stabbed him. Ah, really? I was able to move so much and then I died right on top of the. Okay, well this front is dead, but I'm just gonna keep going. I kind of want to get to cold storage at least. And maybe the lizard will be here. Thank you. Optimal, except for this. Or that rock there, I should have picked up that rock. That little like patch of land in the middle of the dunes, that's items could spawn there. So I'm like not completely used to picking up items. Please enter. Painting of a paint lizard, painting with paint. Yes. This is the echo that I exit out of, right? Yeah, because I'm going to cold storage next. I should probably label the splits better. Might try to do that. Cool, thank you very much. Why did the portal sound different? Slight annoyance about Rain World updates is that they give patch notes, but not on everything. There's usually a few more little changes here and there that they don't exactly point out. So the portals are obviously different, but like, why? Must have been the wind. Damn, these scavengers blend in. Look at this, guys. They're sand color. They're just like me, for real, for real. You're adapted. There's only 2 of those scavengers. Whoa, he got spore puffed. Get destroyed. I've been playing Rain World before a while. Oh, the wind doesn't push you there. That's actually nice. Plus years. Enter. So yeah, I need to get used to like where this white lizard ends up. Maybe I should just like use the full floats there, because I always take fall damage there. I've been playing Rain World for a long time. I started playing a few months after the game released. Where I played it for a while, and I kind of like gave up on it, but I was like, I don't know, I wasn't like super invested in the game. Very new. Hopefully you're being careful with spoilers if you care about that, because this is yeah, okay, just miss both of those, why don't you? Two months, okay, that's not that new. It's cool to see new people trying out the game though. You're so loud. I can't wall jump. Please. Be the second enemy watcher. Okay, okay. So you've played the game a good amount. I didn't really feel like I've played the game for a long time, but I only really got into it like 3 years ago. Which I guess is still a while, isn't it? I'm not exactly entirely sure what it was. I guess it might have been the downpour announcements. It might have been just interest in the game in general. Because I know that there were a decent amount of videos made about Rain World before Downpour released. Ooh, I like that movement. Because Rain World was super quiet for most of its life. It only really got like a good community of like people making videos about the game, and videos I mean like lore, gameplay stuff. I mean, there's been a lot of like blind playthrough type videos recently. I don't know, even that's kind of new. Like there was a bit of an era of like hour-long video essays about Rain World. Maybe that's what kind of got me interested in the game again. And then like that was also around the time where Downpour was announced. Downpour was like was huge for oh wow, this is a huge time save. Because I died in the split a lot. Let's go. But that Downpour was huge. It brought in so many players. Which, you know, some people aren't happy about, but oh well. What can you do? This room is the worst room in the whole game. This one room represents everything wrong with Aether Ridge. Like, double whammy of like one-way path and like awkward geometry. Video game got patched. Yep, it fixed Rusted Rex. That's cool. Not that much though. The wind when you start when you enter Aether Ridge, the wind doesn't push you forward. So time loss, actually. Time to down patch. Mournful geometry, so true. Also, I'm on English because I actually want to compare the time between the languages. So I'm gonna try English, I'm gonna try Japanese, maybe another language, maybe Chinese or I don't know, something like that. This run is real? No. none of my runs are real until there's a category for the intro skip. Okay. I think I used DevTools to give myself like 1 fruit pip. Because I dropped a fruits down in the pit. Down into the salt water. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Is there a blue lizard here? Oh, there he is. That's another spot that they like to camp. Shrub, you talked about an option for your keyboard that was like analog inputs or something like that. Like if you like half press down the key, it would like be a half input. It was a way that you could get some like more precise like diagonal angles with keyboard inputs. Like if you had a controller, like an analog stick. That was like, that sounded interesting. And apparently it helps for like swimming or something, but doesn't that also kind of defeat the point of a keyboard? Or like some of like the precision that you get from being able to precisely inputs like exactly the direction, like exactly like 45 degrees or like 90 degrees or whatever. I don't know how impactful that is. Press the keys all the way down, but there's still like maybe a few frames that are like in between, right? Yeah, you can boost as much as you want with the bubbleweed, which is really nice. I actually really like swimming with bubbleweed. It's just like a set timer, like 30 seconds or something like that you have with the bubbleweed. It also doesn't matter if you're holding on to multiple. They will deplete at the same rates. Bonk. Oh, you're stuck in the ceiling now. Too bad for you. Slide interruption, or the slide cancel. What was that called? Slide stumble. I guess that third level kind of indicates that the white lizard is in that room. Play this game for a year. Casual players. People shouldn't need a certain keyboard, yeah. I guess I'll just do the splits while Okay, time saved because I split a little bit earlier than normal, but I'm still like ahead of pace. I should turn on SOCD. So you can kind of abuse it with the EI jumps. I've had some inspiration. I feel like I need to learn how the level editor works. Even just completely ignoring any decorations and just making like boxes, like just making layouts, you know, of just like collision stuff. I want to make. I'm inspired by Yada Cats. Okay, I want to make one of those like stupid difficult levels with like tons of movement tech, but for Rain World and specifically for rivulets. So I think that would be funny. And not like a movement tech level. Like we've seen like plenty of like levels that are like movement tech, you know, like you have to do whatever difficult stuff. I don't know. But I don't want it to be like stop and go, like, all right, time to like stop, try to like align this like frame perfect tech and then do it and then you move on to the next obstacle. Like I want it to be like very like smooth, very like flowing from like one area to the next, just constantly, basically. And do like a lot of as much like movement stuff as possible, like whiplashes and wall pounces and like maybe some like jump stored slide pounces, maybe some EI jumps, maybe EI pounce. Just like throw everything in there. And maybe even use some sort of obstacle, because this is not something I've seen in many maps. Basically, it's some sort of obstacle where if you touch it, you just die, and you just need to restart. Or maybe if there's a way to like do like a teleporter, like if you touch this, you go back to the beginning of the room. That would be nice. And make it like Celeste. I don't know if that's possible unless I put a shelter like constantly, which would kind of slow down the pace of things. But I guess if the rooms are like really difficult, whoops, Iconaut floats after that. If rooms are really difficult, then you know, it's gonna take a long time in between shelters anyways. But you know. Wouldn't be that hard though. Is there a way that I could like every time you enter a new room, it sets your shelter to that room? But it's basically like the cycle just can like reset as if you press like R with DevTools. But you just like wake up like at the start of the room. Or it could be like lap mod, but if you touch a certain obstacle, then it resets you back to the first pipe. That's how I'd like it to work. But I don't know. I guess I'd want to keep it simple and just like. Probably each room would be fairly large, and if you die, you just go back to a shelter at the start of the room. And it only takes like, I don't know, like 5 seconds to restart, you know, if you die. But whenever I'm like, I'm inspired to do this thing, I never do it. I never get around to it. Yesterday, I opened up GameMaker, and it sat open in the background for the whole day. Slug Zapper, I kind of want to use the things in Heat Ducts that are Like, if you touch them twice, then you're dead. Actually, the Watcher adds a lot of obstacles. Apparently, there's a dev tool object that just is a kill zone. Just if you touch it, you just die. Yeah, I'll probably ask in the speedrun server. Maybe I'll like into a VC and just be like, well, I don't know. Usually I try to figure stuff out myself anyways. No, my speed. Oh well. I think the Ancients look too big in the window, both because the shadows make them look larger, but also because they're just too big. The developer should have made it a bit smaller, even if the shadow is like an illusion. I like the idea of the Ancients being significantly larger than a Slug Cat, maybe like 3 times as tall, 3 or 4 times, you know? But they look more than that in the shadow, through the window. Opinion singularity has been formed. Oh, I'm not aware of that. Here I am again. I guess I will watch that. The mournful geometry. It's pretty common in the GD community. I'm sorry if anyone's tired of hearing Geometry Dash. For like gameplay creators and like decoration creators being different. And like one person will make a layout and then another person will decorate the level and maybe another person will like refine the gameplay and like fix bugs or whatever. Can't escape it. There is no escape. I'm constantly surprised by some random person showing up and be like, yeah, I also play Geometry Dash, and by the way, I also am like really good at the game. Where's the guy who's like, oh yeah, I played Geometry Dash a little bit, you know, I've beaten like an easy demon. They don't exist. They're only crazy players. That's you. Have you even played the game at all, though, is the question. I guess I'm saying, like, they're either not really a Geometry Dash player, or they are, and they've been absurdly difficult levels. Clutterfunk? Okay, that's moderately difficult, but that's, like, still the start of the game. I do know GD. Yada Cat was like, you should play Conical Depression as your first Extreme Demon. Conical Depression is a stupid level. It's stupid in a bunch of different ways. I was like, you know what? Sure, I'll play that level. I could not get past like 1%. It's so difficult. In larger region projects? Yeah, probably. Collaboration always helps a lot. Like, I don't think... The games... I create levels in almost every game I played that has the option to. I've created Geometry Dash levels. Never completed one, as always. I'd say balloons. Okay, this is maybe a weird reference. I've probably been the most successful in creating BTD6 custom levels. I've released like 8 of them, and they're all of like decent quality, I think. But it's so easy in that game because like all the like decorations and like assets are just there for you to just plop into the level for free, and everything's already themed. So like you just pick a theme and you just place objects based on that theme, and it just looks good automatically. It's like there's basically no skill involved. But that also let me focus on making levels with like creative like concepts. And still making them look decent, you know. But I'm a little bit sad one of my, this is a funny story. One of the levels that I made was one that was like completely original, like my own idea. That was meant to be super challenging, and it took a long time for me to beat the level myself, to like verify the level, if you will. And I was like super like proud of that. Like, wow, look at this! I made a really hard level, and I was actually able to beat it myself. Turns out I accidentally recreated a level that already existed in a different game, in BTD5, that I didn't know existed. Like, all right, that's great. The level's not like an exact copy. The paths look exactly the same, but I added like extra obstacles instead of I think it's just like completely flat in the BTD5 map. I don't know. It's pretty much exactly the same. If you search, actually, I'm gonna try to find it. This could be hard to find. There's like 1,000 levels. Are there not images? How do you read this? There's no pictures. Oh, this is fandom. I'm gonna fry my computer if I open these tabs. Hold on. Oh, I remember what it's called. Yeah, Campfire. BTD5 Campfire. I made the exact same level as this. Where there's 3 paths that have like a curve halfway through them. But I added like some extra walls around the edges so that you couldn't put towers on the edge of the map with like long range. Anyway, I'm gonna restart the game. This was not a very good run, but I died like twice. I actually hate the fandom wiki so much. It's awful. It's like you open the tab. It takes like 10 seconds to load in because it's loading in like 20 ads. You scroll down and then it's like, hold on, you want to scroll and like look at the page? No, we're gonna bring you back to the top of the page and like be like, oh, you're using this, like this. I don't know, it gives you some notification. I forget what it says. It scrolls you back up to the top of the screen. Hold on, let's load more ads. If you have, every once in a while, my whole browser will just freeze for like 5 seconds because of a fandom tab that's opened up. That maybe like that I'm not even looking at actively. Sprinkle Bongo. Which was that? Sky Islands. It is very high up and hold on. I can't read that. A lot of Ringo contains Bongo Pingo. In the Dingo DLC, it is the Strongo Rongo for the Songo. Sky Islands is Ringo Congo, Wongo large, Blingo tree-like plongos, and Wingo-colored skongos, and Taringo. It's mostly in the air. And only a few rooms dongle have Bongo Pringle. I'm sorry. Oh, hey, YouTube chat. The chat was broken for a bit, so I couldn't read it. Welcome back. Close tomorrow. If you are interested in playing Airframe Ultra, maybe look at the Discord server, but I don't know where that Discord server is, so I'm probably not going to bother. Whoops. Hold on. Okay. Let's do another run. I'm probably going to die in Eighth Ridge 3 times. And you're not gonna try out that game? Very cool. You should stream it. So I don't have to play it myself. Sorry. Oh wow, you're just in a wonderful spot every time. I should have eaten that centipede right there, or whatever. I'll probably get something else. Like you. And there's no one to blame. Made it hard to breathe for a moment. That's kind of funny, but also I hope you're alright. No, my popcorn. Okay, I got enough food pips. So this room is slower because the wind no longer pushes you forward. And you fall into like a stupid little pit there. Could I maybe go on the other side? Maybe since the wind isn't affecting you, you can like walk around the edge. That's, I should try that. So maybe this room is actually faster, never mind. There's a new watcher patch? Yes, it fixes a bunch of small things. Like Rusted Rex not deleting you. Whoa, I wasn't even like that low down. Okay, that's probably a gold split. If I had a split for the shelter, that was pretty good. So he does want focus on speedrunners. Where's my intro skip? Although actually I had checked, maybe it does exist. Also, I like the completely invisible platform up there. It adds a lot to the region. I'm gonna go down here. Because I want to save the spear for this room. Or no, for the next room. Oh, maybe for this guy instead. Fine, I got the spear back. So if you can't vault, you save a spear for that spot. If you can, then have fun, I guess. Another thing that the patch does is make portals louder for some reason. I don't know why. They make more noise. Okay, good creature spawns. I'm not a fan of when you're holding down to fall through a platform. Oh, great. Then when you land on the floor, you're just kind of standing there, even though you're still holding down. Like, I want to keep going down, and not just, like, sit here. Okay, that was really good. But this is still on a... I should have changed the language. Oh, well. Hype. So maybe I'll change the language and then beat this time again. Who knows? No, a fruit. Oh, I fell all the way down. so actually, yeah, picking up those 2 fruit is really important. Unless you already have an extra food pit from the popcorn. Guys. Is there maybe food down here? No. Don't go down there. Oh well, there should be bat flies in this room, if only. Yeah, that's how rot speedruns would work. There's at least one person who's been doing rot speedruns. They're like around like 2 to 3 hours. I don't exactly know what the strategy is, but I assume it's a lot of memorizing karma flower locations. Rush to get a few echoes so that you can warp. Do the whole outer rim thing to get the process started, and then just start like rushing for flowers and I thought that was a bat fly, it's just a random bug. Oh well, so I have to take a detour here to grab food. That sucks. See? That portal, what are you doing? Also, I'm wondering, what do we do in the off chance that teleporting with dynamic warps is actually not faster? Because I think there's actually a chance that that's the case. Because most of the time, dynamic warps only bring you backwards. Because the higher your ripple level, the more regions you can warp to. So if you've gotten echoes to increase your ripple level, and you go backwards with a dynamic warp, you're just gonna find the regions of that, the regions where you already got an echo, right? You're not gonna get to the new regions any faster. And obviously the speedrun has times where you want to backtrack, so there's a possibility for time save there. But I feel like this route already is pretty efficient with its backtracking. What is this? Okay, that was not too bad to avoid. I feel like the other echo chains aren't really much faster. Like, you would probably save time by sticking on the fast echo chain, right? I think it also depended a lot on where you warp to within a region. Because imagine like Desolate Tract. I think the start of the Desolate Tract chain is pretty good. Because the echo leads to Turbulent Pump, which is a super tiny region. I'm doing the right path, okay. For a second I thought I went the wrong way. But that's like a really quick 2 echoes that you can get. I guess it also leads to Heat Duct, was a pretty short region. And, you know, maybe Daemon ends up being the best option if you do warp to, like, an earlier place to get echoes. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave you guys do your thing. Oops. Oh my goodness. And now the dropper is in the way. Yeah, that'd be kind of funny if like warping just like was never worth doing. And there's kind of like no point for that category to exist. Rip me, I guess? Okay, he went that way. Playing with fire over here. I don't recommend doing that. I think that what is more likely is that the all echoes routes will involve dynamic warps. Or at least if there is a dynamic warp variation, it's going to be much different. Because there's going to be a lot more backtracking in that route. Because like you might want to go like through the entire Aether Ridge chain and then warp from like Salination to like Desolate Tract, right? That would be a really good place to warp if you're going for all the echoes and you can't leave a single one behind. And maybe like after Signal Spires you warp to Verdant Waterways, right? Or maybe I guess the connection is too far away, so you could just do that, but you know. And there might be a situation where it's actually worth it to warp within a region, because you can go from your region to the same region. That's happened to me before, where I've been in like Signal Spires or something, and I'm warping, I'm still in Signal Spires, but you know, if you warp from like one side of the region to the other side, that might be worth doing. Thank you. No throwables. Kind of sucks. Right, it's really hard to roll up that. That's why I usually don't do that. Warping to the same room. Please. Whoops. Sorry. I'm bad. This is gonna be close. Okay. I love the swarms of locusts around the crabs. It adds so much atmosphere to this region. Hello? Okay. They were still following me for some reason. I should have picked up that rock. What I'm gonna do after the stream, if I remember to change the language next attempt, I'm just gonna look, or maybe I'll edit it together and just like compare like just the segments with echo dialogue, just to compare them directly across a bunch of different languages. Do we generally have an idea of which languages are the fastest? Because I know like Chinese is used for like hunter story or something like that. Or not story, some like hunter category. Japanese and Chinese are consistently fastest. Okay. So probably try those two. But I don't know, maybe something is different with this echo. It's worth testing instead of just blind. I should have exited out. Oops. Shoot, I don't think I can, well, I can just like, I can't. I just have to restart. Whoops. Oh well. I'll change language now. And we'll just do a new run. Yeah, and then restart this. What watcher region do I dislike the most? I don't remember. There's a few. Maybe it's cold storage. Maybe it's outer rim. I made a tier list somewhere. I'm just gonna reference that. Just kidding, I can't. Why can't you search names when you have streamer mode enabled? Shoot, this is I might be searching for a while. Oh, I found it. Okay, what did I put the bottom? Outer rim. Outer rim and cold storage. Okay, I'm consistent at least. The bottom of my tier list is outer rim, cold storage, Aether Ridge, salination. And then one tier higher than that, the surface. And I don't know, I think the rest of them are fine. The surface was maybe like the least offensive. IMO. Sensing a trend here. I think every single tier list that I saw has those regions roughly in those locations. Oh, wait. You can't even see me. I guess they heard me land there. Outer Rim is a great depth-style region where you get there once and then the game ends, or maybe you just leave, right? It's a really cool, Did you hate Pipe Yard less? I thought you had your, like, Pipe Yard... I forget. I don't know how to call it. I thought you liked Pipe Yard, no? And also Outer Rim. I'm sorry, I've repeated this like 20 times already. The first and second ending are not stat related. You can do the two endings completely separately. But what ends up happening most of the time is that players will be interested in the first ending, and then randomly, out of just like curiosity, I guess, you can take that pipe. What the heck? I guess it's usually out of curiosity. Just like, I wonder what happens if I warp without a Carl Flower. Or they just end up going through portals that leads to unfortunate evolution. Then they end up in Outer Rim, and they're just totally derailed from their original goal of finding echoes. And you spend like a good amount of time wandering this area. I'm not gonna go through this portal. I'm gonna spend some time eating popcorn. Okay. Can I hit it for the meme? I'm just like taking this path. No! The wind still affects you over there, what the heck? Okay, never mind, this room is slower. Wait, is this a connection? No, that's just a fake path. I just fell to my death. Hold on. I don't want to reset the run again. I'm just gonna do that. Yeah. What really should have happened is you go to Outer Rim. You spend, I don't know, like 10 minutes walking to the left. And it's like, oh wow, look at this cool environment. And like some kind of interesting rock platforming. And you get to the top of the throne, and it's the prince, and he's like, he does this dialogue or whatever, and he's like, something's done something, I want to spread the rot everywhere, whatever. He tells you his goal immediately, and he's like, maybe your portals can help. Maybe he gives you a hint, right, directly. And you're like, okay, well, thanks for this Karma Flower. I'm going to go use it to make a portal out of here. And you realize that the portal that you made spread the rot. And you're like, oh, I can spread the rot. And you go and you spread the rot. And you come back to the prince. And he's like, oh, wow, I'm going to Karma Flower everywhere. Right? That's all it had to be. And that's a single time that you go through. Well, I guess you do it twice, right? So that kind of ending only requires that you go through Outer Rim twice. Once at the start and once at the end. And that technically would make the ending sequence, or like the process of spreading the rot, that would make it slower. Because you don't get a head start of like rotting 4 regions immediately, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe the rot could just spread faster on its own. Yikes, don't do that. But I think a lot of people's experience is they're looking for echoes, they're having fun exploring their regions, and then they take like a 2-hour-long detour to Outer Rim and like warping around and dying, because this thing can happen where you shelter in Outer Rim, you walk all the way to the throne, you eat a Karma Flower, you create a portal to a random region, and you die because you teleported into like a lizard's mouth or like wherever, you know? And you die wherever you teleport to, or you just can't find a shelter because shelters can be hard to find sometimes. Oh, you're back to Outer Rim. Have fun. What? Taking the entire walk back, warping to a random region, and hope you don't die again. And I've seen this happen, like, and repeats, like, multiple times over. It actually repeated for me a few times. And imagine doing all of this just to have nothing. Because you don't know the goal is to spread the rot everywhere. You might not even be aware of the rots spreading. You just know that you just wasted your time for an hour or two. And now you're going to have to get back to finding echoes. Like, just such a waste of time if you don't care about that ending yet. And your goal is to, like, find echoes and get the first ending. Being lost and confused is just like vanilla. Ah, of course. We also know that vanilla is all about spending 10 minutes in a cycle just to die because you couldn't find a shelter. Is that what happened to you? Wrong worked right away. I guess we're just complaining about the Watcher now. I'm also not a fan of just the random warping in general. Some people's playthrough is just like, they find a Karma Flower and they just warp somewhere random. And they just do that for who knows how long until they find the echoes, right? It's like, that's just like I don't think that the portals make the world feel too disconnected. But I do think that random portals definitely do. Because then you only spend like, I don't know, like a few minutes in every region. Okay, stop doing that. I need to jump further there. You spend like a few minutes in a region, you find a Karma Flower, and you warp out, and you like don't return for like several hours. You don't really learn the layout of the map. You don't learn the connections between regions. It's just like you show up and you leave, and you just keep doing that repeatedly. Hello, welcome to the stream. Has deadly mech pools. It's yeah. I don't understand either, but that's the way the mod is. It's like a very concentrated like salt solution. So it hurts slugs. And I guess most creatures. Or it's milk. Liquid nitrogen. That'd be a little bit. I think it would like freeze anything. Here's the thing about the throne portals, though. Sorry, I just read that message now. I like forgot where the portals led, and I guess this was my fault for not learning the map or like memorizing my own like warp locations. But I created 4 portals. The only warp that I used consistently was a warp to the surface. And I just like forgot where the other ones led. I think one of the ones like this tracks, and like who knows what the other ones were. Because I went through that whole process so quickly, I didn't like. So if I wanted to get back, I guess it's just like hard to remember all the routes. Because remember the portals weren't on the map, so I didn't really remember how to like backtrack. Or get from like one specific location to another. So like I'm in the middle of like who knows where. Like Badlands. And I'm like, I want to get to Outer Rim. How do I get there? And it's like, well, now that I know that Badlands connects to cold storage and cold storage connects to the surface, and the surface had a portal to Outer Rim. I know that now, but like I just like forgot that. And I could have like ran around and checked every single portal to like find it. I was like, okay, I guess my only way to get to Outer Rim is just to like make the fake portal. Or do the wrong warp. Okay, what is this? My rock! Okay, he's stupid. We need to make an any percent category for Watcher. I don't know what it would be there. Someone get on the Echo skip, the Shadow Terrace skip. Come on. Wrong warp to Ancient Urban. Like actual wrong warp, not a like no karma flower warp. Yo! Get away from me. Vulture warp? There's no vultures in Ancient Urban. That doesn't even work at all. Oops. Shattered percent? Maybe. I like the idea, but it doesn't really feel like a run, you know? There's no ending there, you're just getting to an arbitrary location and calling it a speedrun. But I guess that's what moon percent is. No, we don't. Yes, more any percent categories. For no reason. Okay, remember to actually exit out of the Echo. Insert. Thank you. I don't know why it took you so long. too. I always forget to become invisible when I enter that room. I think what happened there, those locusts, they were swarming around that crab, but then I left the room and the crab left. They walked to the right, but the locusts didn't move at all. They were like still like unloaded. So they were like all swarmed around nothing. They aren't creatures? I guess so. Do background bugs not do anything when they're in different rooms? Portal skip? That would be a potential 90%. Yes. We actually got a run going. No. Oh well, we're down here now. Vulture. You're so rare. Oh, the poor guy got singled out. They aren't even throwing spears. Maybe that vulture will pay the toll. Who knows? Okay, I failed all the rolls in this room. That's cool movement. Okay, I have enough food. I think when you're leaving toward desert, you need four food pips there. That's like the best place to get food. So like eat enough centipedes or hi moths. Eat enough centipedes or slime mold to get 4 food, and then you're good for the rest of the run. Lizard lookout. We're all clear. I'm not here. It's just the wind. Was that a second white lizard? I love being invisible in this region. Okay, shelter. What? What are you talking about? Oh wow, lucky spear. Oh, what maybe I should do in this room, falls further down and then floats back up. Just to get invisibility every time. Into a desert? No. If it's not relevant to speedruns, I don't know about it. Because there's like 100 different channels on the Rainworld Discord server, so I don't know which one to check. Other than speed score runs. So if there's any other discussion going on, I'm not aware. Ow. Nope. There was a guy down there. Okay, that didn't really work out the way I wanted it to. Stop doing that. I keep thinking that I can do that and boost out of this tunnel and then jump off the platform below it, but it doesn't work. Shoot. Side fronts there, I think. Forgot. Three minutes? Where'd that come from? Sekiro gets struck by lightning every time. I think it's a really good way to showcase that the Echo does not care about reality. Or they're disconnected from reality. Lightning, who cares? They are in a different plane of existence. Are you immune to lightning when you're intangible? Or does that still affect you? Because I know some things still affect you when you're intangible, like Blizzard Lizard Wind. Unless they patch that. It's like, you know. Locust used to affect you, but that got patched. Because that was definitely a bug. So I think ideally, nothing would interact with you at all when you're intangible, but that's kind of hard to implement without just like looking at every single thing that can interact with you and fixing it. Hello. I'm going to turn on cheats. AKA SOCD. And now I can fly. Maybe. Probably still hurts. Nah, I don't even think they notice. The Echo looks over the landscape and they're like, this is just this is such a stormy coast. Roll credits. These barnacles have not been that bad. Oh, there was one underwater. But I didn't even get stunned. Yeah, they're chill. And hey, only like one meeting, only meeting the barnacles a single time in the whole run. That's pretty good. Considering that I remember in my casual player, like every single region that I went to had barnacles in them. It was like, damn, these guys are everywhere. Okay, I think I'm just like, it's all over. We take risks. We don't do that. Blue lizard moves like 2% faster. Okay, why do they do this? Lizards when you're just chilling, full speed. Lizards when, well, I guess it makes more sense. They don't want to interact with another lizard, so they don't take the risk. Fair enough. But rip Deathless run. If this was Deathless, I kind of forget. Actually, I think these guys. Please. See, that guy didn't even cause any problems at all. Oh, that salamander. I'm waiting for that guy to kill me, but they haven't really caused any problems yet. Unless that was the salamander that just killed me. Now the blue lizard's here. That's fun. How different is the save file when you start a new game? Because I'm wondering if we find some method of skipping the intro that involves like using a save file, and it's like reloading the save file whenever you die or when you're restarting a run. Could there be some like things that stay the same because you're on the same save file every time? Or is there like some process when you start a new game, it like randomizes something? I don't know what it would be. I guess like creature attributes could be different. I don't know. Like what if since we're reusing the same save file, what if there's like one lizard that's like always has like similar attributes, or like one like particularly dangerous, like a scavenger. So I know that there's times where like within a run, even if you die and reset, like creatures will stay the same, right? And I've seen in like RD, like story percent especially, if there's like a scavenger that's really dangerous and they keep killing you, that one scavenger is gonna stick around and they're just gonna keep showing up again and killing you. So like what if that happens too in these runs? I don't know. Okay. Goodbye. Slugcats and Gantry be like. Okay, that was a really good ripple jump. I'm waiting to enter this room and just get instantly killed by a white lizard. It's gonna happen someday. You probably don't even need to float for that jump. That seemed like the ripple jump alone was enough to pin the spear. Well, this is still a time save, but it could have been like a bit over a minute faster. Computers being loud. Thank you. How fast is the watching? 27 minutes fast. I think that's pretty good. It's all right. Could be leaving. Okay. Thanks for stopping by. Ooh, little water bounce. I think the little bit of low gravity that you get also makes it harder to start a roll. Because even if you get a lot of height from the ripple jump, sometimes it's not enough to start a roll when you're landing on the ground. It's like, well, what's the point of getting all the height then if you can't then keep moving faster with it? Has the line changed at all? You mean the routes? The path that we take? I changed it a little bit. Just doing some things in a different order, like getting the Shrouded Coast Echo pretty early, but a lot of it is the same. And I'm not 100% confident that this is the fastest route, but we'll just have to wait and see what other runners do. But I think I'm sticking with this route for now. I think I should have done another fast pole climb there. You know, something I think is fascinating? That people, humans, are capable of learning so many different skills. We're like kind of useless. Humans are kind of useless until we like learn stuff. I guess that's the whole point. Like the amounts that, oh my goodness, still can't learn how to not whiplash. But just like looking at the skill ceiling of so many different skills, it's like, wow, humans are capable of so much. Is this like something about the specific person? I know that in like a lot of sports, there's like a particular like body shape that's like ideal all the time. It's like a particular like brain shape that's good for certain games. Like only this specific person can achieve this certain level of skill. Who knows? Or maybe just like anyone with the same amount of efforts can reach that level. The brain buff. And what about the human brain that evolved like thousands of years ago probably and hasn't changed all that much? What about that makes us capable of beating like extreme demon level? Well, not me, but some people. Like extreme demon geometry levels with like hundreds of frame perfect inputs. Was there some human 500,000 or 50,000 years ago who would be capable of the same thing? Probably. I mean, how many people have had the opportunity to play Geometry Dash? I mean, billions, right? Like everyone who's been alive for the past like 10 years. And also probably within a certain age group. And there's been like hundreds of billions of people who have ever lived. I guess that's not too many. I mean, a pretty decent portion of people who are alive right now. I don't know how to say that correctly. There's been something like 160 billion people who have ever lived, and there's like 8 billion people alive right now, which is like kind of not a tiny portion of the total. Science? Not a correlation. Correlation with what? I forget what I was talking about. Oh, like certain brains are... Well, I don't mean like shape in a literal sense. I mean like... I guess I don't know what I mean. In whatever ways that people's brains might be different. The amount of people alive right now might be underestimated. There might be like 9 billion people. I mean, I've always thought like, how could you possibly count everyone? Like, maybe in like certain countries where like it's very well like people are very well documented, I guess. Like how many like random villages are there out there where people are just born and it's like, oh, here's more people, but there's no like record of them existing. Or no one to like come by and like count like, hey, how many people are here? Census missed a lot of people, yeah. Like what percentage of that? What if there's like 10 billion people alive right now? Huh. That's interesting. But I imagine that the count is probably like a floor. Like there can't be less. We're probably not over counting. And I guess also, how can you possibly predict the amount of people who have ever lived? Just a very broad estimate. But I guess the like the tools and technology and stuff that we have access to nowadays generally can like bring people to like a higher potential, like for like sports, we know more about the body and like nutrition and whatever. We can like optimize those kind of things specifically instead of just like kind of going with like whatever like knowledge is out there. But usually like knowledge from very old like information from cultures over time, like that's usually pretty correct because they have to learn it from something. Maybe their explanation isn't quite correct, but it did come from somewhere. But like if you want to improve in like a speed run, because that's what we're doing here, I think I generally have an idea of like what things that you should be doing to kind of practice. That's helpful and kind of schedule. Like I don't really like grinding out like attempts for too long. Mostly, all right, see ya. Mostly what I do on stream is all I do. I was almost to death. Definitely do not die in this room. That will end your run. Why did I roll in that direction? Get the ball out of the box impossible? I lost 30 seconds. Okay, that was a good run. I still cheated, I think. Did I? I think I used dev tools maybe at some point, or maybe I just died. Where's... Hold on. With the ball, we can make... we can make a Sisyphus game in Rain World. Roll the ball up a hill. We can do that. Just make a massive room that goes up, and you have to roll the ball off the hill. That's... Someone should do that. Maybe even use... Well, I don't know how versatile like the sand dunes are, but maybe you can use those to make more gradual slopes. So that like the hill can be like more like a shallow incline instead of like a 45-degree. It probably wouldn't be great to have like one massive room, but that's probably the only way that you can get the ball to like roll. 'Cause ideally, in any Sisyphus simulator, you should be able to roll the ball from the top all the way down to the bottom, right? That should be a possibility. And if the room was like a diagonal, then like half of the room is empty. If it's like a... Because if you have a box and the mountain is like a slope like this, then this entire part of the room is just empty, right? And kind of pointless. So you kind of have a room that's much larger than necessary. I don't know. That'd be funny. Because I'm pretty sure, like, is there a room with like a very gradual like slope? I guess there's like farm rays. I'm pretty sure that you could just like spawn in. Let me try this. Actually, if Japanese. Okay, this is not translated. Wait, is it here? Objects? Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Ball toy. No. What? I'm banned? Oh shoot, wait, the game is... Oh, the game is laggy. Whenever I open up DevTools in this region, everything breaks. Oh well. Maybe I am spawning it and it's causing the lag. Alright, someone get on that. Make a mountain in Rain World and then roll the ball up the hill. Let's check the sum of best. How do I show this? Oh, I know. Edit layout. Sum of best. And then can I show this? 34. Hold on. That's a lot. That's like 3 minutes, almost 3 minutes faster. More than 3 minutes faster. Okay, there's a lot more room for improvements. But that's not, you know, that's not an exact comparison. That's like a deathless run, but is also perfect. All right. I'm just gonna... Well, actually, I'll leave it on screen. If I ever get a gold split, we can see that go down. So maybe like a sub 34 is possible. That's kind of crazy. That's like a pretty fast run. New save. It keeps getting pushed further down. I'm gonna try. Is this Chinese? Hold on. Yeah. Oh, I wasn't supposed to do that. Shoot. Hold up. We're restarting the game again. This is only the beginning. 30-minute run. That's ambitious. Who knows? That there's potential for the route to change. And even for the game to change. I mean, there's still updates, right? So maybe something significantly impacts the routes. Who knows? Okay, everything good. Start the run. Oh, I should ask some other runners if they have splits. I think Skeffer has live split set up, so maybe I can check their sum of best. Don't pick up Super Rock, dude. Easiest way to kill the centipede, just like do that. Why are you mad at me? Okay. The noodle fly and then the scavenger, I'm just trying to eat my food. A little bit late on the timer, don't worry about that. Oh. It's always surprising how much speedruns can improve, though. I guess unless it's a game without much much of a skill ceiling, so it's like pretty easy to move at top speed all the time. Like a hold left kind of game. Or hold right. Like Railroad, like it's always like, wow, how did the run get like 3 minutes faster? You know? I should pick up that spear. Hopefully I can find another one. Thank you. No, I passed out. Please. I just want to eat popcorn. Awful pink lizard. Yeah, they're fast. You can't guarantee that you're gonna get past them in that spot. The start of the run is surprisingly difficult. Maybe not surprisingly. I don't know. The centipede is pretty hard to get past. There's usually scavengers. You want to get enough food from the popcorn, and then you want to not die to that pink lizard. Society, if you could eat food and move at the same time. Nice, that's good. I guess something you could do is like kill one small centipede with a spear and then just bring him with you. Oh, I moved the fruit, but they didn't notice. No, I passed out again. I couldn't eat the popcorn. Okay, I thought I had more time with invisibility. I guess I should activate it later, maybe, like in the first room with the centipedes. I like that the spear is guaranteed. That's nice. There's usually like one guaranteed spear somewhere around the place where it's useful. Okay, that's like more of a dragon skip than a corner wall pass, but it kind of works anyways. I guess maybe that's just the same thing. Okay, that was decent. This move is gonna take some time to get used to. Like spike right now. Just kidding, it decided not to show up. Don't fall down here. Oops. That's a pretty bad time loss, actually. First try, though. Are there portals opening faster than normal? Maybe. I'm not sure. Okay, at least there's an alternate path through this room, but now this guy's here. Okay, I messed up the pounce, but he missed me anyways. That pounce was unintentional, but it worked out. Okay, we're chilling. No. My movements. Okay. Maybe even that was a little bit faster. No, I still have to wait for dialogue. Slightly faster. Maybe that's comparing with English. Don't. I really thought I'd just be able to hold right there. I'm gonna be more careful about grabbing these fruits because they're actually really important to not lose a lot of time. Okay, also falling down here is pretty important to not do. The input display actually makes this more difficult because you can't see. Ooh, the fling. Alright, that was good. There's also like a lot of cases like this room where the movement gets a lot faster as you learn the layouts. Shoot. I forgot. I guess I didn't get enough popcorn food, right? Damn, that is really important to not mess up early on. The client, man. Well, this split isn't going to be very good, but I'll keep going again. Did this happen last run? Is that why the sum of bets is so good? Because all my good runs have not had enough food. Okay. I'm gonna pay attention to when my best heat duct split is. It's like 20 seconds faster or something? I don't know. That was really good movement. It doesn't matter because this guy is here, but... Oh, he's slow. Here's Survivors campaign. Congrats. Maybe you care about spoilers. I almost pressed up like 2 frames too late. Maybe artificers. Good luck. That's what I'll say to that. I don't know if you want to go straight to Artificer after Survivor, if that's your first time completing a campaign. Artificer is a pretty big step up in difficulty. You might want to do Gourmand first. Although if you really want to stick with Artificer, then know that you don't need to worry about karma at all. You can pretty much die as much as you want. Which ideally is still not much. But you don't need to feel bad about dying or losing progress. You can always like just try again. Okay, this sucks. You just hit the other scavenger. King Vulture. Basically all the wonderful creatures that kill you. Shoot, I need more food. If I can find like some food somewhere in this region, that'd be great. I didn't get the slime mold, but I probably should have. In the same room, that's Artificer. It's just what it's like. That guy has food, but it takes so long to eat. I think it's worth it. Yeah, saving your E-slides for these crabs is really good. And no other food elsewhere in this region. I guess, you know, since those guys do have food they can eat, it just takes too long to be useful on their own. Craft stuff. Hold grab and up, I believe. Maybe I forget. I don't know. Fun as that blue lizard just kills me instantly. Okay, that's one way to get the paints. Goodness. That sucked. It's in a different language because the text scrolls fast. Well, actually, I'm testing that right now. I'm gonna go back and check the times because I'm switching language for every run. I'm gonna check the time that each one took and see which language is the fastest because there's a lot of dialogue in this run. That was almost really bad. Mud lizard. I stabbed him with a spear. Sorry, dude. You were just standing in the wrong spot. Two items here is really good. Huge throw boost. Plus the float. Forces you to fight things? That's good then. Get some combat practice. If you remember meeting 5 pebbles when you played Survivor, that's a very significant location. You probably want to head there again. I think always when you're starting a new campaign, it's good just to check the points of interest, you know. So any significant location on the maps that you remember, just check it as every character, basically. Unless you have some other goal that you were already aware of. So generally, I don't think you need as much, like, guidance. Oh, well, those guys down there I can eat, but, it'll take a while. I think I'll try to eat a sandworm. Yeah. Chieftains of the Scavs, if you're Artificer, don't bother. But otherwise, just give them stuff. They like pearls. If it's valuable for you, it's valuable for the scavengers. No, the sandworm. Shoot, that was my chance to get food. There's 2 more in this room. I could try to hit with the rock. There we go. Kind of takes a long time to get those guys, but I need the food. Where is it located? Oh, get 2 with the chieftain. Okay, so you already know what to do. Go up. Like I said, talk to 5 pebbles. He will tell you. Oh, blue lizard. Really? You're gonna make me go all the way around like that. Oh, hi. Hi, I should have really turned invisible earlier. You can't see me. What are you trying to do? Eat nothing? Eat the air? He doesn't know how to grab me, but he still grabbed me. He's holding on still. Please. I'm free. Oh my goodness. Get me out of here, man. Drainage? You don't want to be in drainage, especially as Artie. Alright, restart and go to shade. That's a fair choice. That could work out. Oh yeah, that's a good place to throw a boost. Get over that little thing sticking out of the ground. Scavengers. Sorry guys, I gotta go. Not like I'm gonna help you either. What are you guys doing? Oh, lizard party over here. Snails aren't reacting to me. That's, I guess, to be expected, but I haven't confirmed it. This broom goes down. I didn't notice that. There's a red lizard down there, or a pink lizard. They're basically the same thing. Oh yeah, invisibility is helpful here. White lizard, all the salamanders earlier. Really behind pace though. That cyan lizard messed me up. Yeah, I don't think I died, but I still lost a lot of time this run. It's funny, since I put a split for every echo, these splits are like really close to each other. Like this one's just like less than a minute after the previous echo. So I guess I could have placed the splits in place that are more interesting. Like between like long stretches of the run that often have death or something. What? I like landed on the platform, but then I kept going on. I don't know what happened. Hello, Echo. What was that? There was like a delay where I didn't quite get sent through the portal immediately for some reason. Alright, Salination, don't die here. And we can PB at least. Oh no. What is this? Okay, these guys are a little bit more of a problem, but we're still able to move on. Yeah, see how fast you can move underwater if you have a... Oops, don't create a warp. Oh shoot. That guy ignored me. I ran straight into him. Kind of a mistake, but he didn't kill me, so thank you. Maybe they're so focused on following a specific route, so they just don't even notice. Okay, I really don't like this guy. That was kind of close. I actually really like Salination in the context of the speedrun. Be able to like do these long swimming sections with the bubble weed so you can move really quickly. That's fun. This does not mean Salination is a good region. I think it has problems. Oh my goodness. Alright, we're ahead. I probably should have died to the blue or the salamander, but I guess only 2 hostile creatures in the whole region isn't that bad. I can deal with that. Maybe turn invisible at some point. Maybe even before, like... Before the, like, barnacle room, maybe? I don't know, there's not really a convenient time to turn invisible. Unless you're going upwards, but, you know, you're going downwards, or you're going left and then, or right and then down. Goodness. I have to do the whole float without an item here. Oh well, I'll just stay like this until the White Lizard room. There's the White Lizard, in fact, right in front of this pipe. Goodbye. Oh no, that was a scavenger? That sound effect was from the Chinese scavengers. Getting better at that skip. It's less of a skip and more of like a minor shortcut. Alright, if I don't mess up my Ancient Urban movement, this can be a PB. I think I'm sticking on good pace. Oh, that's actually not a bad slide bounce. Also, that water bounce is strangely consistent. Oops, stop. I'm waiting too long to do the ripple jump there. Yeah, watch out for that. Then pounce. Den pounce? Is that what I should call that? Don't throw boost there because I want to do an EI jump right there, right? Whoops, sorry about that. I'll just do the ripple jump as normal. Don't fall. Yeah, it's still pretty fast because you get a lot of speed from the throw boosts there. This, however... Okay, never mind. Forget it. Yeah, I think AI jumps would be useful for both of those. Stop. Remember when I said if I don't miss up my ancient urban movement? Sorry. Sorry. Maybe we're kind of... Maybe the ancients look a lot larger because of, like, all the stuff that they're wearing. But if they're wearing, like, super loose robes and, like, huge masks. Because some of their heads are, like, massive. They're probably wearing masks. So I guess it makes sense if they're, like, if they look larger than they actually are. Maybe their legs are tiny. Where's the sneakers? I want to see the shoes. It's actually kind of sad. I think I'm just gonna stick with E-slides here. Oops. Oh well. I think this is such an interesting song to play at the very end. This feels so, like, so normal. This doesn't feel like the song that you hear as you approach, like, a temple. It's like, just ancient music, I guess. I don't know. It's just a tune. You get the shaded, go right from the starting location. Can't get there for some reason? What does that mean? How am I supposed to open that? Keep trying? Look for... Does he go up but you can't? There's a way. I'm blaming that on the lag. I think most of that time loss is whiplashes, but that's still an improvement. Nice. Is there... I just had an idea. What if you put the slug cat in the ball? Like a hamster wheel? You would not be able to navigate most of the world. I guess maybe if it was like elastic enough to like let you go through like tunnels and pipes and stuff, but that'd be so funny. I need to see that. Anyway, small improvement. I think that might have been deathless. I kind of forget. It definitely was. There were problems. There was a big time loss in heat ducts because of the food. So I really need to get my food in sunlit ports. I guess I should be more careful with the invisibility. Maybe activate it a bit later. Get better at the movement in those rooms. And then always eat enough food from the popcorn. Even if there's like scavengers or noodle flies or something in the way, you need to get enough food. There's not really any other places to get it. Unless maybe there's a few fruit somewhere in Aether Ridge. Hold on, I'm checking the map. I might be forgetting something. Would Aether Ridge happen to have... there's some blue fruit if you go up. It's not really a great option. It's a popcorn plant if you go... That's kind of out of the way too. Yeah, all the food is like a room away, you know? I guess if you... Okay, maybe a better option. To the right of the shelter, there's 2 blue fruit there. So if it's convenient and you can easily get the popcorn as you're going through the portal, then do that in sunlit ports. Otherwise, probably get these 2 fruits before entering the shelter. That maybe takes like, I don't know, like 8 seconds. And you don't even have to eat the fruit because you can just take them back to the shelter. So that's probably better than trying to like pop the popcorn and like not go through the portal and maybe avoid some creatures that are in the way too. I'll probably start doing that from now on. But anyways, thanks everyone for watching. Hey, the Watcher. See ya.